So I think we're going to play as Rome. This will be good for arguing about classical era as well. So that should be fun.
The blessings of the gods be upon you, Caesar Augustus, Emperor of Rome and all her holdings. Your empire was the greatest and longest lived of all in Western civilization, and your people single-handedly have shaped its culture, law, art, and warfare like none other, before or since. Through years of glorious conquest, Rome came to dominate all the lands of the Mediterranean, from Spain in the west to Syria in the east, and her dominion would eventually expand to cover much of England and northern Germany. Roman art and architecture still awe and inspire the world, and she remains the envy of all lesser civilizations who have followed. O mighty Emperor, your people turn to you to once more reclaim the glory of Rome. Will you see to it that your empire rises again, bringing peace and order to all? Will you make Rome once again center of the world? Can you build a civilization that will stand the test of time?
All right. Can we build the civilization? Let's hope so. So just quickly go through Glory of Rome. You retain all buildings when you conquer the city. 15% production towards buildings you've already got in your capital. Legion is a slightly upgraded swordsman, which has an extra cover promotion. Ballista is an upgraded catapult, which doesn't have the penalty against units and gets a bonus movement with generals. Colosseum gives you Golden Age points and Great General points when you kill units and bonus yields. It's better than a arena. And we've got the Latifundum, which you kind of put instead of a plantation or a farm on wheat, and then it makes a figs that you put a plantation on. As you can see, I've gone through Rome many times.
Yes. Not so long ago, to be honest.
Exactly. Oh my god, I'm quite nervous, man. We've got like fucking 50 viewers. I don't want to mess this up now.
That certainly was an interesting start on that previous stream that you did. That was a very interesting conundrum.
Which one? The Mayan one or the Rome one?
The Rome is hard one, because
right.
if there's such a thing as having a start that's too good, it's with Rome.
Right. Well, we're on some fucking weird islandy thing.
You're on some nice kind of isthmus.
Some what?
Sorry. You should have played Byzantium, to be honest, on that kind of thing. It's really much the geographical spot.
Right. Yeah, true.
This looks like a very community kind of map. It loves to make these long, snaky oceans.
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to go in place, aren't I? It's not really... I need to be here so I can have the hill moving. Seems a bit crazy.
I'm sure you'll have some guy as a neighbor and it will be fine.
Alright, let's go.
You'll probably end up like putting a citadel down just immediately north of you, just for the the word escapes me, just for the canal.
Yeah, but I don't really want to settle there because then it would be just a worse tile, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you go that way. It's already like you checked it with the scout. There's nothing over there. So.
Alright. Yeah, I'm not gonna go through like every decision like I normally would, because then you guys wouldn't be able to say anything most of the time. I'll just like play.
Yeah, so as I was saying, it's a very interesting start that you had with Rome in that previous game because the start was too good. Because you had this incredible Spirit of the Desert start, right? And with Rome, you can literally place double the number of resources on desert and double power your pantheon.
Yeah.
But like with Rome's this weird like early conquest and then you have to coast kind of civ. Like Carthage is the settle and then coast, and Rome is conquer and coast.
Right.
And so if you kind of like if you get a start where you just kind of like rest on your laurels, you basically have nothing for the late game. You have like a 15% production bonus towards buildings. Like
Yeah.
you have to kill someone, and you have this siren song of a terrific start that makes you kind of want to play more passively, but you can't play Rome like that because someone on the other side of the map is going to have a start that's 60% as good, and they're going to be 3 times as good as you 3 eras from now.
Yeah, yeah. It's like the economic bonuses are not really enough. But yeah, also the unit bonuses aren't like the conquering bonuses aren't that much. It's just it's just not as good as it seems for some reason. Like,
The conquering bonuses are non-existent is the problem.
well,
Right? Like he's got the swordsman, he's got the ballista, and he's got nothing outside of that. He's got rewards. He's like Assyria in that way, but Assyria has a unit that lasts for the entire game if you play your cards right.
Yeah.
Fortunately for you, your neighbors seems to be Korea, so you'll have time to do your conquering bit.
True. What's Korea got? Turtle. Yeah, it's just the
Nothing until
worship
medieval.
Thing. Yeah.
Yes, and Turtle
And
won't really
even
stop
later
you.
than that if Union has his way.
Yeah, we'll see. This is quite a hard territory though. There's loads of mountains, forest, all that kind of stuff. Nice. Ooh, land.
Nice dice roll for the ruin, having a scout so early.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we can... maybe I should have gone for flipping survivalism, you know. I've done that a few times. If I get an early scout, try and get survivalism free and just use it to smash people.
Well, really, I think now that you have Trailblazer 1, which really is good in the terrain you're in right now.
Yeah, true.
You can go for survivalism for the others.
Yeah.
I saw you have the Ainus activated.
I didn't turn it on, I think, but I have it. Like, I do have it, yeah.
Yes,
I noticed that you never tend to put AI. Like you always tend to just play as a custom civ. You never let the AI try and play as a custom civ.
That's true. Well, the reason for that is like people often want me to upload my saves so that they can play them. So if I put a load of like effect save game mods on, then everyone has to like download 10 different mods to play one of the games.
You have to set up like a mega file or something like that, file share that just is a zip of all of your mods.
Yeah, true. Yeah, actually, I guess I could do that alongside them. Like, just put a zip next to them.
Well, it's just one more thing, right? So it's added complication. It's unnecessary.
Pyramids, what are we saying?
You're not with the civs that are very expansionist as neighbors. So, and Lake Victoria isn't really far away. I don't know.
It's going to take a long time to get there.
Yes.
Before, like, I don't know if it even makes sense to try and go that way until you have fishing, which you will basically never have as Rome because there's a super low priority tech.
True. I love it for getting ruins and stuff, but yeah, and it would probably help us get around here a lot easier.
Hmm.
Well, you went Trailblazer, so you can just skip that, right?
Yeah, true. I've been doing that quite a lot.
However, one thing that is certain is that you have to settle down that river just next to the bananas, because Korea will settle here. One
True.
moment.
And we can get the latifundum on the bananas as well. That'll be like quite a big improvement compared to having the plantations there, I think.
Yeah, you did. You really did not get a very good latifundium start. This is, well, it's mining and quarries, so I guess you're going sword rush, right? Just one more reason.
Well, do I do that though? There's a lot of text I want though, man. I want to get the latifundums. I don't want to have to wait.
You have nowhere to build them.
The bananas.
Way over there, but you got nothing on your capital.
This is true. This is true.
And you're teching down there for quarries and mines and all that good stuff. You're gonna be halfway on your way to legions and ballistas.
It's true. I mean, we should try it out, I suppose. Late Victoria doesn't.
You can build latifundiums on what does Korea have as his starting luxury? Is it a plantation resource?
Yeah, we'll check that out. Probably.
Build latifundiums on his land.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll go pottery because we definitely want to get pottery at some point.
Inadvertent historical accuracy there, actually. So that's terrific.
Really?
Well, the latifundiums are they're colonies. They're colonial farms built out of enslaved people on enslaved people's lands.
Right.
So the big latifundia were actually mainly in like North Africa and Hispania, and they had some in northern Italy before they made Italians, the Latini, the citizens of Rome.
Yeah.
But the entire system is premised off of slave labor. And so as soon as you give these people the franchise or you give these people citizenship, you can't use them in latifundiums. You can't use them for that economy.
Yeah. Okay.
So you'll be creating your own latifundium start by taking the others.
Yeah, true.
This is actually a very good trailblazer start because there's so many mountains. It takes forever to get anywhere.
I'm a bit confused. What do you reckon the city's here?
That looks like it's coast.
City
That doesn't
here.
even look like it's land there. Yeah. Must have gotten like a... Well, that doesn't make sense either because it's not like they would go and just grab a naked forest like that. That's not a great tile.
They sometimes do buy. I'll need to explore this tile actually. I should have done that before because I want to need to see if it's actually plausible to conquer them.
And one other thing, if I remember well, cocoa gives bonus to culture with the monopoly.
Yeah.
Yes, so we'll have plenty of opportunities to extend your territory afterwards. So I think rushing Korea and taking his monopoly is good in the long term.
Bro, that was so wrong what I just did there.
Talking too much.
I agree. This is actually a good Rome start because it gives yourself some clear goals.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, I should buy a worker there. I don't know why I didn't do that.
Dave's coming so early.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I only do one per stream. And I wouldn't do it if it's like I just made a mistake. It's like I know that I should not do that now.
Sorry, one heckler per stream or one reload per stream?
One reload per stream.
Ah, okay. I was wondering if you're all throwing you off your game here.
Oh no, definitely, it's way harder. But it's all good. Okay. That is cool then. So it's definitely possible to get some ballistas around here, because this is non-hill.
You'll have to secure the passage, either from the north through the mountains or from the west.
True,
But
yeah.
it's quite difficult to pass through.
True, true. Yeah, we should definitely try and rush over here. Make sure they don't get that. Let's try and get Trailblazer free as well on this guy. Because, yeah, these gems mines are really good as well. It's like one of the best mines, I think.
Early on, it's very good, yes.
Like, yeah, it's better than like copper, for example. Maybe salt is quite good.
Even the game is telling you to go sword or sword rush.
Yeah.
Everything.
Okay, Russia as well. Cool. By the way, if you guys like, can you see the chat?
I'm watching on the Discord because I don't want the delay, so no, I can't see the chat.
All right, because I'm not really going to be able to like pay attention to it as well. Although it's moving pretty fast, so normally I can like respond to every single one, but
I'm watching on Twitch at the same time, so
all right.
I'd be your messenger.
Yeah, like if you want to respond to stuff or ask me something or whatever.
Yes, but to answer what the chat is saying about the ballistas, once Milai has a great general, it will be far easier to move them on the hills. Because ballistas will have 3 movement points, so it will be far easier.
Yeah, that movement allows you to like movement on siege weapons really big. When I played as Sweden, that was honestly one of the best things about being Sweden, because they get the bonus movement just as standard. Like, it makes such a big difference for being able to move them around.
Yeah, 3 movement is great. 5 movement, like what the Songhai get, functionally, yeah, don't do that.
Infinite movement, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go for a warrior. We should try and get some camps. Actually, I'm going to go for this, so otherwise we won't be able to get the set level, will we?
Now, this movement tweak thing that we're talking about is, or the unit tweak that I'm working on right now, I think it would end up making Rome even stronger.
Yeah.
With that ballista being basically the only game in town, other people don't have the crossbow.
So what is it again? Do you want to, go through what it is?
Well, basically, I'm talking about adding a turn 1 ranged unit that just has 1 range and is super cheap and is a slinger. It just uses a slingshot, or not a slingshot, just a sling, and just basically has the stats of an archer that has right now, except for only has 1 range and is available at agriculture, like at the same time as Pathfinder and and warrior, but you don't get one for free, so you have to build one. Basically, just like a super cheap trash unit like warriors that are basically only good for clearing out barb camps and stuff like that. Just having a super early game option for hitting barb camps without reprisal, just some free hits with no recoil. But then
They have
moving the
one
archer
range.
back, yeah, and one range, just and then moving archer back, giving them higher stats, moving them to plantation is what I proposed, and then also moving the composite bowman back one tech as well. And I feel like that fixes a few issues with the game right now, which is the archer is just kind of complete trash. It's available so early that they had to like gimp it, so it has like a 10 to 15 turn window of actual usefulness, because they can get, as soon as spearmen or horsemen or literally any other military tech comes out, they're just completely bodied. So it kind of solves that, because if you have this trash unit at the super early level, so that you can actually make archers kind of good by pushing them a little back and giving them some respectable attack points. And then it also allows us to move composite bowmen back one, and that solves two issues that I have. First off, I find classical is, in actual game time, way too long. Like you look at the classical era tree, everything is a prerequisite for everything else. It's more than the average number of techs per era. It's 10. Most eras are 9. And you need to basically tech everything before you can even break into the medieval tree. It takes forever to get anywhere. And in that second half of the classical era, there's no units that are unlocked. So the entire game, in regards to combat, is just stuck in stasis for the single longest era of the entire thing, with no unlocks. And this is the only era that has that, where no unit unlocks in the second half of it.
And the second problem?
Yeah, that is an issue of classical for sure.
Well, the second problem with that is that because there's this 2 tech gap, when the medieval units finally do unlock, like 120 turns later or something like that, they're really good because they're 2 tech levels higher than anything else that has come before you. And so whoever gets there first has this, 10 turn window where they literally have units that have twice as many points, combat points, than anything else.
Yeah.
And there's no response. You can't. The only thing you can do is hide in your walls for that period until you've managed to tech up to them. It's really stale. There's like basically no meta. The meta is just get to chivalry.
Yeah, no, that I definitely agree with that. Like, medieval from classical is so jarring. Like, I think that
there's no transition unit. Like, you go to machinery, you look at the second half, you have crossbows, and they can kind of grandfather in the next era.
Yes. Well, crossbows are shit as well. That's another problem. Like, crossbows, in my opinion, are pretty much irrelevant.
Yeah, they do the job. Tercios are not that scary. They don't have to be that. They don't have to be that terrific, because the next unit line is not nearly as scary as the Renaissance transition is not nearly as terrifying as the medieval transition.
But like knights completely body crossbows, and like cannons as well are a lot stronger than crossbows. So not only do they get beaten by stuff behind them and then absolutely destroyed by stuff in front.
Cannons are 29 RCS, right?
Yeah.
You have to keep in mind they also have that minus 33 So they're
Yeah.
like an effective what? They're an effective 19. It's the same.
Well, but you'll have promotions and stuff, and like they'll do the same damage to units, if not more, I would say, because you have like a great general and a couple of
You
promotions
will
on them.
have, yeah, you will have more siege units at that point because trebuchets are actually useful, and you basically, because of that, the other inadvertent side effect of that is that you basically have the ranged unit line start at crossbows because composite bowmen have so thoroughly dropped off, and for an era and a half there, they were one-shotted by everything that you basically laundered the entire unit line, and you don't have any of them. The entire unit line has to start over, and you have no promotion, no units with promotions on them for that entire unit line anymore.
Yes, and the promotions are not that great, and like maybe there could be some more powerful promotions actually on ranged units later on.
Well, infiltrate, I mean, I honestly think that the only problem with the ranged unit line is infiltrators. I think that's like a really bad promotion.
Yeah.
It just doesn't perform a real function.
Bro,
Do you think the one range proposed slingers can be awful just because of that one range? I think people underestimate how bad that is early.
Oh, we tried it. We tried it for an entire, yeah, it was like the worst patch. Like I quit modding for like 6 months after that because I had to cool off because I had to fix everything, all of my mods. I had to change everything to work with this fucking awful range 1 archer. Yeah, it's terrible, but warriors are terrible. Pathfinders are terrible. Yes,
Warriors are a
terrible
lot
by
stronger
design.
now. Warrior got buffed a lot. I mean, they were what, 6 combat strength before? Now they're 8.
No, they
really?
were 7. They were 7 before.
Still, it's quite noticeable.
Well, they got basically buffed by the fact that the archer got nerfed, because then, like, it means the warriors can just smash the unit they're up against quite easily.
Yeah, and if you want to use ranged units, archer is 3 techs away. Calendar's already a very high priority tech. Like you won't even miss a beat. The idea is just to have something there at the beginning, just to prevent that archer rush. The reason why archers are so bad right now is because people figured out a sort of like 10-step program. Like literally there was just a build order of like you build monument, you build shrine, you build archer, and then you just face hit somebody's capital for the last hit point with their starting Pathfinder.
Yeah, like if archers are good, yeah, you can mess them. I
Like
actually
if
think
archers are
crossbows
just
crossbows
delayed
can
by 30 turns or something like that, then you can, first off, you can have that archer rush again, and it doesn't just feel completely unfair. This is also before people got a starting warrior, isn't it?
Yes, I believe so.
Your warrior is in danger, right there.
No, he's fine.
Oh.
Well, I think I did kind of calculate it, because I could have even attacked him and he wouldn't have died, but instead he's having to attack across a river into forest, and now he'll be fortified as well on 25. So there's no way he dies there.
Okay. But yes, to add something about this whole archer thing, I really much maybe I'm a bit more enthusiastic about the one range unit, simply because I think it's for such a short time in the game, and at the time where, since the archer will be put back in the tech tree, barbarian archers too will be put back. So for a time there will be a small niche for the slinger, especially in rough terrain. We see how the Ant-Axe is working right now. It isn't the best unit, far from it, but it can do the job. So I'm not as pessimistic as amateur on that front. Maybe correct me if you're not pessimistic, but there are things to do with it, I think.
Well, I mean, the thing I don't like about a one range unit that early on is just that it probably won't get that many hits off before it gets attacked by barbarians that could probably move through rough terrain much easily. Like even chariot archer, they can be kind of useful because they can move after attacking, but before a one range slinger, if it starts getting hit, like I have to withdraw it. It's not gonna do any more damage. The barbarian's gonna heal up whatever damage it's taken, and then all that for nothing. At least that's how I perceive it.
We are talking about, I think base archer hit points right now is what, 7, right? Is it 6 or 7? I can't remember. But we're talking about making that 7, so they would be able to take 1 hit. Is the idea. They wouldn't be any worse than the current archer is for taking hits.
The current archer has 4 combat strength and 6 range combat strength. So
oh god, it's that bad.
Yes.
Okay, so we're talking about raising that to 6 at least.
Mm-hmm.
And the current archer could kind of kite the enemy. While the other one, if you fall back, you're not dealing any more damage.
That's true. Yeah, you can move back and shoot once with the one. The idea with this would be you're using this to hit encampments, right? You're using this to do that, to take care of those ones that are sitting in a camp, just healing each turn, so that you're not like smacking it with a warrior at turn 10, and then suddenly a full health barbarian just spawns on the tile next to it, and you lose your warrior because you had no ranged option. You had no attack that gives no reprisal.
Don't the brute on the encampment attack sometimes? I've noticed it sometimes.
They can sometimes, but against a unit with 6 defense, as opposed to, like, they do if they feel like they can get more damage than is worth just a round of healing, and if they've got something that's bombarding them on a ranged attack, and they have less hit points, and the thing next to them has 6, they're probably not going to hit it. They'll probably just sit there and heal.
Oh.
Yes, you've got some bad luck,
I know, bro. I fucking know. This could actually be good luck, though, because we can kill this guy. I think it's probably worth it, even if this guy dies, right? We just go and fuck up this settler. What? What?
Are you talking about your settler and worker?
Oh yes. Oh.
God. Yeah, that's I hate him. I hate the fact that barbarians can embark because they could come out of nowhere.
Oh my god.
Nowhere is safe.
And you used your reload. Now you have to play it.
Yeah, so I wouldn't reload this, to be fair, like, because this is like just fucked up luck, but yeah, whatever.
That's some sea people shit.
It's good times. It's good times.
Yes. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine, bro.
And I, yes, let's see if this captured settler and worker have cannon back right now, so that they can flee and you can't
I'm
gain
pretty
them
sure
back.
they can, right?
Oh,
They can
okay.
embark, which means you're gonna have a hard time chasing them down.
Oh,
We're gonna return the favor at least, get even. Or come on, bro.
they will learn to swim in no time.
How is that not fucking? How is that not a kill? How? I thought we were just discussing. Archers are OP, man. They're too strong.
4 combat strength. The power of 4 combat strength.
And Peter wants a slinger worth 7 combat strength.
Unbelievable.
And 1 range, yes. And I think 20 hammers cheaper. 20? 15? I can't remember. I have to go back to my proposal.
So slinger rush from the AI.
Slinger rush from an Incan AI, definitely, because we'd give them their unique slinger at turn 1.
Also, Iroquois slinger rush in the forest. Yes. As they say, Rome didn't build itself in one day. It's very much that right now.
Oh my god, bro.
Yeah, it will be over 5 streams.
I didn't even mind if this guy died, just as long as he actually killed that settler, but now he's died anyway.
And right now, Korea learned that you can use your Pathfinder to attack, which is quite new.
Well, it's blocking at least. Maybe we actually should have just gone fishing, you know? Probably would have made this whole shit a lot easier. Nah, still winnable, still winnable. I mean, like, we're not gonna die, to be honest, so even if it means that we can't, like, just go rampaging through Korea, it's like, we should be fine, honestly. Maybe.
Rome is hard, man. There is always something going wrong.
Yeah, that's actually quite bad, to be honest.
Wait, so Korea will also get your worker?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, at least you have iron.
Do we?
You have some iron in your base territory.
Nice. Oh, it's easy then. I mean, we gotta just go legions now. There's nothing else for it. And we go creation for sure, because there's no way we're getting a religion here. I'm kind of tempted to go fishing just because otherwise we're not really going to have anywhere to actually put or like places we can actually get to.
What pantheon does Korea have?
Commerce. AI's favorite pantheon. I do wish this one was usable, to be honest, but it seems like very difficult to get enough faith from it early on.
Oh, I think with the progress it can be quite good.
Is it? I mean, I have not actually tried it. think.
It's pretty decent with internal trade routes
Right.
because it's 4 faith, 4 gold per internal trade route.
Yeah. Oh really? Oh shit! What? It counts as double.
Because you connect your
trade
city
routes in
plus
city.
yes.
City, yeah, trade route coming into one city, trade route coming out of one city. It counts twice.
I did not know that. Fair enough.
Plus, doesn't count the fact that you're connecting your city, since it also gives faith.
True.
No, a trade route is not a city connection, so they're counted
Okay.
separately.
Yes, it only removes the unhappiness.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, isolation is not. Yeah, removing isolation is not a connection.
Okay.
Anyone got any bright ideas for this?
Reroll.
You've got some sea people level invasion from all sides, so
This is a
yes.
pretty boned run. I'd restart this if I didn't have an audience.
Nah, we cool. I don't like. Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually redone a run. Like, unless there was one that I like, or a few that I actually like lost. But I don't think I've rerun like from the start, if you know what I mean. Ooh,
Yes.
some faith. Very cool.
I remember your unfortunate Scotland run. The dreaded slippery trireme who killed your great admiral.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yes.
That one, we actually turned that around in the end, though, so it wasn't completely messed up.
Okay. I don't remember you finishing your conquest of Russia.
I don't think I completed it, but I think I did get like one city in the end, and I was like, that'll do.
My job here is done.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Oh. Korea is also suffering from some sea people conundrums.
I was like, don't do it.
Yeah, the embarked thing is a bit ridiculous. I don't know. Do they get it right from the start, or is it just that they get it pretty early when the other civs get... Actually, no.
No, they get it right from the start. If they're built on the coast, they have instead of
Yes.
like woods walking and stuff like that, they get a free embark.
Yes, that is... Yeah, I do remember looking that up. That probably just shouldn't be a thing. Like, it's only going to cause people annoyance.
Yes, I think they should get embark when they unlock fishing.
Yeah.
So it must mean at least another civ has the means to embark.
I think Barbs get text when it's like 75% maybe or something of other civs have a tech, then they get that
It's
tech.
60. But
60. So yeah, it wouldn't be that bad if they just had to wait until then.
I think it's all right, but that's just me. I'm okay with the like PvE sort of aspect of it. I know I'm kind of in the minority there.
To be honest, I think a Barbarian evolved mod for VP could be quite funny.
Yeah, what sort of thing?
You see when you have the sorts of city-state quests where barbarians start attacking a city.
Yep.
I think we could do some pretty nice thing about that because basically from some point in the game, the only barbarians you find are on isolated islands, and when you have a lot of unhappiness, and they aren't very frightening. But throughout history, there have been several times where basically I don't want to have a Eurocentric point of view on that front, but civilization basically had a really hard time maintaining itself. So having some kind of mechanic related to that that allows a barbarian threat to be really felt throughout the game could be interesting. But it's really an idea that just popped in my mind. So seeing you suffering so much from these damn sea people.
Well, I guess the issue isn't. Yeah, it would need like fucking AI stuff, like to tell them what to actually do.
The dreadful AI work.
Yep.
With UI, the dreaded duo.
True.
Mm. By the way, I had a question for Pineapple Dan about the Steinskip from the Goths mod. So it was, I know it was quite difficult work for you to do, but in the end, you managed to do it. So what is your feeling about making a unique improvement 3D model from the ground up?
Well, I am not a 3D designer. First off, you'll notice that the stain skip, the actual shape of it, etc., is extremely simple.
Yes, I think that's how you manage it to make it work.
Yeah, so the original design of them is not very complicated. I would say the first thing that I tried to do with a 3D model is I tried to make a Japanese kofun, and that has still never gotten off the ground. And I think that's like 3 years now that I've been trying to do that. So I think that like the fact that I managed to get it to work on the stain skip is mostly luck. Like I still don't know what I'm doing, even though I managed to get it in a game. I have no idea how I managed to do that, because I've failed fantastically for years trying to do this other one.
Well, what is...
And so no, if you're inviting me to go and do that again, like I will kick and scream and I will fight you.
I don't intend to do that. I tried for the Ainu Kotan, and it was a spectacular failure on my side.
It's terrible. It's really hard. I don't know. Like hats off to Lugi, who has done most of the 3D work for custom improvements for like basically everybody else. He's the only person who has the stomach for it.
What's wrong with it? It's just like really long, or it's actually like just like not doable?
The problem is like making the thing is not that, I wouldn't say it's not easy, but it's rewarding because you're like making a thing. The rest of it is encoding something in the right file formats and having like your textures actually bake onto the model, and that uses a bunch of very temperamental like formatting things, and there's like some menus where you so much as like look at them the wrong way and they'll just shit the bed. It's a nightmare, like, and half the time you don't know what you're doing wrong.
Wow.
Yeah. So I assume Lugi at some point managed to set up some sort of suite for himself where he got everything exactly how it needs to go, and all the file formats were saved in a thing, and he had a step-by-step program where he just kind of took one thing from one window, took another thing to then took it to the next window, then took it to the next window. That's the other thing, is you have to bake some of these things, and then you have to put them in through like 3 different file conversions to get them to work.
So this is for like unique improvements and stuff.
This is unique improvements, but it's also if you want to get real crazy, you can make like custom units and stuff like that as well.
Right. Fair enough.
So like Wolf Dog, Danrel, a bunch of people did some more work on that, and we've been 3D modelers. I don't think anybody has made like a real 3D model since like 2013 or like 2015.
You just like use the ones that are there, basically.
Basically, yeah, we like recycle stuff. Maybe like you can change the existing textures like just in a editor like GIMP or Photoshop. You can like make somebody's hat red when it was blue before, and often that's good enough.
Right.
Yes, that's basically what I did for most of the work I made with Gwenog. I modified DDS files that are applied on the 3D models. So it's the only thing that at my level I can do. And it's whenever I try to modify 3D models, it always ended up horrible. So I stopped trying.
Yeah, like when we first did for unique components, we had the clept, and we really liked the idea of giving Grease this clept unit, and we just left him with a janissary thing for the longest time, because I could not figure out how to put a fez on top of a musketman unit. Adding a little cone, not having to animate it, because it's like, don't need your own animation bones for a hat that's just going on top of somebody's head, right? It just moves with the head. But adding a little red cone on top of somebody's head is really hard. It's really hard to do.
Yeah.
Until I found somebody had already done it so I did a bunch of retexturing work on somebody else's one that already had fez on top of his head and had a gun. I think he was an Ottoman rifleman.
Yes, from the ethnic diversity mod.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is really a gold mine.
Yeah, a ton of work went into that thing. Too bad it like makes your game play really slow.
Yes, but I mean in the files themselves, there are a lot of things that you can use.
Lots of great guys with different weapons wearing different hats.
Once you have that, the world is your oyster. To come back to the game, really, the map is really likes you very much right now.
Yeah,
maybe
I mean,
you will be saved after all.
Yeah, like it did seem like there was stuff about. I thought going fishing would basically allow us to actually get around, like instead of being blocked here and stuff. So it seemed to have worked out pretty well. I mean, it's not like this isn't the best natural wonder or anything, but
I love Street Prada. Love it.
It's nice. It's no like
being able to
Fountain
move
of
into
Youth,
a forest or onto a hill and then start your improvement a turn early. It's really nice.
Yeah, like it saves you turns for sure. I shall go and settle it next. I'm just not sure whether I should go and settle this Lake Victoria. Like, it's a bit of a weird place to just put a city.
You could do it on that river, and then you've got that silk in 3 tiles, and then you've got latifundiums coming all over the place.
It is true. Do you know what? I think I should start thinking about like trying to actually make somewhere to conquer. So I might try and like take this, buy this, then we can Great General it or something. Like, if we actually want a way into a tech career, we're gonna need somewhere to start from.
It's staging point. Yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much just like one of my main authority strategies at the moment is to always like think about great general locations early on to make sure that you have them ready for when you can actually use them later. So many followers. I'd normally thank them all, but how many is there? I mean, we started on like 60. Do you know what we're on now?
We are at 47 right now.
Oh, oh, is that viewers or?
Yes, it's
Holy
47 new
shit!
viewers and
Wow.
82 followers.
Yeah. Okay. Jesus.
Yeah, so you gotta perform, Melee. No pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
Entertain the crowd.
But the thing is, I mean, I mentioned this on our streamer chat, right? But like, you say that, but at least 50% of people love seeing you fail. Like,
I think there is always something to learn from someone like you who likes to do things slowly but as a real method behind it.
right.
So
Actually,
at least that's why I'm watching.
like, my girlfriend was asking me about this game the other day. I was like, she was basically like, why the fuck do you play this? um, and like, the main reason that I could think of for Vox Populi, like why I personally like it, is every time I would lose a game, I would always like look back and think, oh shit, like I actually should have done that differently. Like, if I'd done that, then I wouldn't have lost. Holy shit. Which is honestly quite unusual for a lot of strategy games, like that it's like difficult decisions that actually matter.
Opposed to normal base Civ 5 where it's like, oh, I see my mistake. I should have had 5 free technologies at the beginning.
Yeah.
That's where I went wrong.
Or like the thing with base is like you're supposed to do the exact same thing every time, so there's not really like a decision because it's just like, well, I just do this because that's how I win.
I play Babylon and then I win.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other thing actually is the uniqueness of all the civs. I feel like that's like a massive thing with Vox Populi. That it's actually different when you play as every civ, and they're not.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Songhai is a bit ridiculous, but other than that, the balance is.
Well, that's when I like never looked back because I saw what they did with the Indian unique ability,
Right.
and I was like, this is like the base Civ 5 Indian unique ability, population growth. It's like borderline racist. It is an absolute joke.
What?
It's just like there sure are a lot of these brown people. Let's make that their UA. That there's a lot of them.
Well, they're happy to or something. Or...
Like what the fuck?
Jeez, though, this pikeman, he can nearly half kill a warrior. That's how fucking strong he is.
Wow, two full areas of difference, and you can nearly
It's only
deal
going to take
half
me
his HP and
3
damage.
hits.
Wow.
I hope he doesn't spawn another warrior, otherwise.
Oh, he could be in a spot of trouble.
Find another one and get a tertio.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah, you can't because you can only upgrade them once you have the tech of the unit that you have.
Oh, okay.
So like technically, I've had before where I've just got sailing and then I've managed to upgrade a scout into an explorer, which is like way earlier. He was having a great time.
My Chola test game when I was playing, or when I was first like giving them a full test drive, got like as soon as you get the explorer, right? You upgrade, you go off to some distant island, and yeah, commando, immediate.
Oh,
First ruin
really?
I found was
Fuck.
was the commando. So and I was like, okay, well, I guess I need to start a war now.
Как тебе понравится?
Oh, nice. Russia came around. I was actually, that was one of my worries, was that we were gonna make her hate us forever, but she's
After
cool.
the arrow,
I see you're far enough, and there is a mountain, a lot of mountains between you.
Yeah, true. But I just like, Russia's just annoying. And she's a good friend though, actually. Like she sends stuff because she's normally fucking way ahead. So she like pities you and is like, have like 1% of my gold.
How ahead is she right now?
Less than normal, I guess. We're on 8 techs. She's on 12. And she's progress, so. It's honestly not a bad idea to sometimes start some of these early wars, because they kind of get a bit, like, weird when you start a war with them. They just go mental, and they, like, forget about doing anything other than building warriors. So that
Late
might
game
help.
Russia with the unique building and everything else is pure nightmare to fight against
Yeah.
on their territory.
How good are the market things as well? I've never actually used them, like the unique component market.
Basically, it's a 3-stage unique building, and each time it gives you more and more things to go with. The most important thing, I think, is how it increases city connection gold, and gives you a lot of different yields throughout the mid game. So yes, it can be very powerful if you use it well. It's less about gaining, winning easier. It's about winning more from what you already have.
Right.
What do you think about it, Pineapple Dan? Oh, he's busy.
Sorry, what? I was slinger stuff. What?
We were talking about the Pogost, the Russian unique building from 4UC.
It's pretty overcomplicated, isn't it? I don't know enough about Russian history, so that one was like a... I don't remember whose idea that was. But
For
I think
once,
we were all kind of grasping at straws as to what to give Russia.
I think for once it wasn't an over-designed element that was my fault. So, but
it is an interesting concept. I don't know if it works that well, but I don't know. I suppose it's nice.
It's really meant to show that Russian expansion isn't all about militarism and territory. It's also about commerce and linking these very distant lands together. So I think on that front we succeeded.
Yeah, I don't, as I said, I really don't know much about Russian history, and so it's like a really big blind spot for me. And I think there's a lot of that like Slavic history stuff which could potentially be really interesting to shine more of a light on, but I don't know, there's not enough hours in the day.
To Milaye, I think with enough gold you can settle just north where you are and buy the bananas and the hill. But don't you?
True. I'm just wondering because I could go here and then I could only buy one, but it would be like, they actually could like attack and be annoying. But
yes, it's It's far more difficult to defend. That's true.
But we could actually build some shit there.
But yes, I think Russian kit is really, really well made up. In a sense, it really makes you feel like you have a territory that is your weapon, because the unique cavalry makes enemy units flee when attacking.
Yeah.
You have a building that makes enemy units slow, and with 4 UC you have an artillery unit that can move after attacking, if I remember well. So it really gives you this defense in depth that is really frightening when you have to deal with it.
Yeah, and I mean, she's got mad border growth as well.
I must go. Sorry, everyone.
Okay.
I must go for now. But good luck for your game. And
I don't need luck, bro.
oh, you don't need luck. Sorry, right. I didn't mean to insult you. And
I guess I better step up.
and I just an announcement for people who are interested in this custom seeds we are doing with Gwenog. We are about to upload a reworked version of the Louisiana mod, so colonial France in North America. So it's quite ready. I'm just finishing the game text to tell about the history. It's really, really complicated, and I don't want to step on Pineapple Dan's toes on that front. So, see you soon, I guess.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, cheers for joining, man.
Take
I also
care.
have a ton of. Yeah, take care. Have a good night.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good night.
I have a ton of work to do on the Hittites for text. I've been lollygagging on that one.
Oh, really? Is that one that you've brought out that you're updating?
No, Jarcast was just kind of popped in one day and was like, "Hey, I feel like making a civ. Does anybody have a civ that they want to see in the game?" And I was like, "Well, we don't have a Hittite one. That'd be cool." And then he was like, "Okay, do you have a design?" And so yeah, just like whipped something together and posted it on the Discord channel. Like, okay, this is what his UB could maybe be, and then Jarcast just kind of like he disappeared for 2 months, and then he came back and was like, "Okay, yeah, you have a design for me? Oh yeah, here it is on the Discord. Okay." And then 2 days later is this fully coded civ with all the artwork and
Jeez.
stuff. And then he was like, "Okay, I didn't do any of the text, but here it is, pretty much ready to go. I didn't debug it or any of that sort of stuff, but you can do the testing, and it's 60% done. And now I just have to carry it over the finish line." It's okay, man, I got I'm releasing the Chola, and then there's all these other mods that need to be updated too.
So how many mods do you actually have right now that you're kind of in charge of?
14, I think.
Jesus. That is quite a few.
Yeah, it'd be a different can of worms if it was a more stable game, right? But
Right.
that wouldn't be JFD's got I don't know, 100, 200 maybe.
200.
Different
200
mods. Yeah,
mods.
after he's started pinching off parts of Rise to Power into their own separate spin-off mods, and then he's got all of his custom civs. Gotta be 100 of those.
Are they there for normal Civ then?
Yeah, which is a stable environment for modding.
Yeah.
And then he also makes them his Rise to Power thing that he had was a total conversion. It was basically Vox Populi, right?
Yeah.
like a total conversion. It had like things like governments and different beliefs and a whole bunch of cool stuff like that. And he made all of his civs compatible with that.
Okay. That's the thing like now, is it?
Used to be. I think it's still kicking around, but you have to like ask him for permission to join it. I think it's like on a private file share that you have to have a like, and he'll give you the link if you ask him for it.
Okay. Well, fair enough.
I don't know. I'm sure there's a story behind why he did that, but it sounds like a great way to get a whole bunch of people spamming your inbox. So I don't really get the appeal, but
I don't understand what would be bad about having more people playing something.
I don't know. Like pet theory is that he got tired of like other modders coming in and just kind of lifting art assets and other sort of stuff and just kind of using them under free use.
Right.
And he wanted to exert a little more control over stuff that was made for him or by him.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. That is a bit of an issue in the Civ modding community, isn't it?
I mean, it's an issue if you think it's an issue, I suppose.
Well, I thought you got annoyed because the Lekmod people were taking yours.
Oh no, Lekmod people didn't take anything of mine. I got annoyed because they started a, what is it called, a Patreon.
Right.
So they were raising money so that they could continue to do their modding project, which is, I mean, at that point you're profiting.
Yeah.
Right? That's an entirely different kettle of fish from people doing this in their spare time and partaking of a hobby and then letting people enjoy their hobby with them.
I see that.
The specific thing that I found quite annoying with the Lekmod people is they were charging money for this thing, and I just couldn't see the justification for why anybody would pay money for what they were making, because I thought it was fairly low quality, low effort.
Well, you're allowed to have that opinion, I suppose.
Yep, I am entitled to my opinion.
Right. We got
But
into
it's a mod based entirely around the idea of multiplayer balance, right? And so
yeah.
A lot of it, well, and what passes for balance for a lot of the stuff ends up being like this unique bank gives like 3 additional gold and 1 happiness.
Yeah, like I mean, because it's for multiplayer, I did have a little look through what the civs were, and they have to be way toned down compared to VP, because
they're quite and it's all just kind of like just numbers changes.
Yeah,
and like there's no unique mechanics or no like there's nothing that like, wow, this person can like has double of this, or this person has, this person can do this thing that no other civ can do.
Yeah, like it's just way harder to balance if you allow like so much bigger range of stuff. It's a big shame that Vox Populi doesn't at least work with multiplayer though. Even if it's not like perfectly balanced, if it just actually worked so people could play it if they wanted to.
Yeah, if it worked. Yeah, it'd be nice if it worked, I suppose. I think it's I think it's fine to have sort of like a focus where it's just, we're trying to get this thing right, and then we can try and make it stable for multiplayer after we've more or less like bolted everything to the ground, I think is the idea.
Really?
But I think, well, like multiplayer has always been an afterthought for Vox Populi. It's about making the PvE experience good because
Yeah, yeah.
what this started off as is an AI mod, right? Is about
Oh, right. The community patch was just
the community patch started off as a way of getting the computer to not be a complete nincompoop, so that you could have more interesting first single player games. Um, and the ability to play it in multiplayer is a nice thought, but it's something that's always been sort of a stretch goal.
yeah. Fuck.
Well, this doesn't look too good.
No, I kind of thought they would just peace out. I don't know why they're being so ferocious with this war. Ace 13 defense, they only have archers, but they do have quite a few.